want to thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I know from the Metaverse HQ side, we're really excited to be working with you guys and to talk a little bit more about the project. So again, thank you very, very much. And I know, as Apple Farm mentioned, it is a very early over there in Malaysia. So I'm not sure if you're in Malaysia over there, but regardless, we appreciate you guys joining us. So without further ado, are you guys ready to get started?
Yeah, let's
Yeah, 100%.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Fantastic. Well, um, just I always like to just quickly kind of jump straight to the point. Give us a quick little rundown of the project. Tell us a little bit about what you guys are trying to accomplish here with the Zero.
Cool. Mike, do you want to go first?
Right. So we started as. Sorry. Can you guys hear me? I think my line has some issue.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Right. So before we started the Zero, we were just like friends that just talking about NFTs, like giving alpha to each other and stuff like that. And we found that we believe that there's a beauty in creating than just collecting. So we just started the Zero with Apple Farm, Nightcast, Sleepy, Yellow Panther, and all the other team members. And yeah, Apple Farm.
Yeah, pretty much because in the during like in the November, that's where we started our NFT that's where when we start our NFT journey, we start to find a lot of project with like high main and really just pretty much not really community building project. And what we want to do is build something different here. We want to connect like people in Web3 space into in real life digital events or even game night events in Web 2 and Web 3, and that's where when and that's where we find our inspiration to build the Zero.
Excellent. So one of my favorite things about researching the project a little bit was kind of your all's tagline on Twitter. I don't know, for some reason it really stuck out to me. Uh, for those of you who are too lazy to click on the Zeros project right now on Twitter and read, it says a safe haven for the always loving, always caring, and the secretly miserable. Starting from zero. Can you guys kind of just explain a little bit more about that mantra? I don't know. It just really resonated with me, so I'd like to hear the story behind it.
Cool. I think this line actually came up from Sleepy. So Sleepy is one of our co-founders. He actually want people to correlate with, I mean, like resonate with the Zero. So basically, if you look at something like in real life, some people when they just came into the new place or a new environment, they usually feel pretty lonely or couldn't find themselves mixed with another group. So uh, what represent the Zero is actually showing that, because Zero look like some aliens coming from other spaces, and when they come into the Earth, they just don't resonate. I mean, they don't get along with the humans because they just look different. So, uh, so that's what really mean about the Zero and the sentence that you just read.
Awesome. No, I love that. I think that speaks to me in more ways than one, in the NFT world and in the adult world. I feel like so I love that. Uh, so let's talk a little bit more about the project. So obviously we've kind of brushed on how it kind of came together, but what exactly are we looking at now? Is this a profile picture project? Is this a token gated alpha group? What exactly is the Zero?
I think the Zero is really more than just a profile picture. It's because during my time in the Web3 space or NFT space, I've seen a lot of projects just doing just profile picture. But what we want to do is really more than that. We want to connect like people around the world uh, with Zero, because I know how strong is Web3 and how strong is NFT. Because basically, I can share the art that we love and at the same time you could use it to give back utility back to the members. I think the most important thing giving in NFT is really building more utility from time to time. So I wouldn't say that the zero is just a profile picture, because we have a lot of utility in uh, many phases. Basically, we have built an ecosystem with many phases. For example, we'll use the first roadmap that we'll do is giving back physical merch, which is called the Zero Care Box, and this will be free for all our holders. And after that, we'll build Zero Marketplace as well.
Right on. Well, can you maybe hint to a few more? So, just a lot of projects will say, we plan on building, value into it. We plan on building utility. What can you give us some more examples of what you guys are planning to the utility you guys are planning to provide? I know, you mentioned one, but could you tell us maybe some more that are kind of on the roadmap?
Cool. One of the thing is really, the utility is the zero staking. So the zero staking will be used to exchange for whitelists and other stuff, even like free NFTs and things like this. I think, Nightcast, would you like to go into this?
Yeah. So when we talk about like delivering utilities, delivering value to the holders, right? Right now, like in the NFT market, we have seen so many other projects there. Like example, the merch, the physical merch that Apple Farm mentioned, that we are gonna give it free to our holders. Like, see right now, there's in the market, there's so many projects. They came out with merch, and but they ask their holders to buy the merch. They ask their holders to pay for the merch, and they calls it like um the exclusive access to the merch or something like that. And I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's good to have their own merch or something. It's not like it's not bad, but I personally, I mean, we, the Zero team, we personally don't believe that is called delivering value to the holders. That's why in the first phases of our roadmap, we are doing like a free physical airdrop to all our holders. And also, yeah, there will be a marketplace coming out, and as well as um the launch of the Zero Words platform, which includes like the fully integrated marketplace that I just mentioned just now, and also Zero Around the Rock events, which will be including like in real life events, online events for community building. Yeah.
Yeah, another thing I want to add on is building to make a NFT project sustainable. A project has to be really adaptive. So if you talk about things in Web3 space, things have been changing, and even if you have really great like roadmap and things like this, people still just want to mint and really just move forward to another project. But in the zero, we really want to be really adaptive, which means we'll see how the market goes, and we'll let our members to decide as well, to see what are the best utility they want and what are the best value they want to get from our project. And that's what we want to do in the zero, which is being very adaptive. And our roadmap will change from time to time to really suit how the Web3 space is.
Excellent. No, I love that. I mean, you're right. Right now, projects roll out and say, "Hey, one of the utilities is you can buy merch from us." It's like, well, hold on a second. That's not really a utility. That's just uh, an invitation, and usually the prices are not very cheap. They're pretty expensive for merch. So, I appreciate that look through. Can I ask? How are you guys able to afford that? One, and then two, what kind of merch are we talking about? Is it going to be you get to choose your own, or is it going to be a kind of a figured out here later on what kind of merch you guys are giving out?
Yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, basically the merch we're giving out, it's it's gonna be like we wanna say it's clothing or maybe a nice cap or things like this. Obviously we wanna be realistic as well because the zero it's a low min project and at the same time it's a low supply project. We wanna use the funds in the right thing as well. So we have to be realistic to ourselves, not to over promising like giving like crazy merch and things like this, because we want to use the fund to build the zero. So yeah, that's what our plan is.
All right, right on, right on. Well, one of the things that I think is so unique about the project, as well, is the artwork. The artwork is super dope. I'm not lying when I say that I really vibe hardcore with like the I wouldn't say cutesy, but kind of like I'd say it's kind of got an attitude a little bit. So can you give us a little bit more info on the artwork we're going to be buying into here?
Yes. So the zero characters are built from the ground up, derived from the childhood experiences from the team and the founders. Like the art itself bears certain symbolistic elements into the art design, and if you look at the zero, like the characters, it has a shadowy figure that represent the loner inner thoughts that we always have deep down. And the name Zero derives from our becoming of life. Yeah, like everyone, we start from zero. No one becomes successful overnight. Yeah.
Right on. So one thing you guys noted is that obviously these things are coming to mint pretty soon, right?
We are planning to main like around uh September, I think. Yeah, early September or mid of September, because we want to make sure that everything goes smoothly before we mint.
And I know everyone starts at zero, but in terms of the price for the mint, that's not going to be zero, right? What's the price of the mint?
We're looking at 0.03 to 0.05. It's gonna be a cheap mint, but the holder's gonna get a lot of utility from it. So we also realize that the market has started to change and things like this, and we wanna be like I said that the zero wanna be really adaptive to the space. We don't wanna just charge high mint price and people just and the project just don't mint out. We want to prevent all these things happening, and at the same time we want to make sure that we still able to execute our roadmap. So the team have think thoroughly on this, and we have to come up with a plan to really execute a low mean price.
Heck yeah, no, I just wanted to make the joke of we start from zero, so no worries there. I think that's a the market definitely dictates a low mint price, and that's certainly within the realms of reason. So no worries there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, one thing that we've highlighted here on this Twitter space, or at least in the name of it, is story driven, right? So give us a little bit more about how important it is for the project to be story driven. Like, what does it mean to you guys?
Like, do you want to answer this side? Oh, cool. I'll answer.
You guys there?
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, I was off the mic. Yeah. So we want to make a storyline project that really very interesting, and so it's really allow us the founders to be really creative with it. At the same time, it's very interesting for our holders, and this will allow us to tell like the story that we want to build, to show and evolve and may turn certain parts into animated videos in the future as well. So our project aims to bring financial transparency and things like this from time to time.
Right. Also, let me share more about like the artwork of the Zero. So, the artwork of the Zero has actually evolved time by time, and we actually changed a lot of time, like the overall style of the Zero before we even launched the project. And our main artist is from Italy, and we also have another assistant artist coming from Malaysia. And yeah, we have worked closely with them, giving them our ideas, like the team ideas. Like I said just now, the Zero characters are built from like the childhood experiences of the team and the founders. And yeah, and also we want to be original, like in our artwork. So we come with the Zero, like instead of like right now in the market, like most of the NFT projects are based off like animals. I mean, I'm not saying those are bad, but in the Zero, we just want to keep it original and keep it to ourselves. So that's how the Zero art is actually built, like the one you are looking at right now. It's actually, we keep changing it like so many times. I think we change it like 4 to 5 times or more. Yeah.
Right on. Well, in talking to you guys about this project, obviously, very sounds like you guys are very excited to launch it. And if anyone has any questions out in the crowd, feel free to ask them or to raise your hand to ask. But wanted to see if there was anything in particular that we haven't discussed about the project that you guys maybe wanted to bring to light on this particular call. So maybe something that we haven't brushed up on, or an element here that we've not really dived into that maybe you guys would want everyone out there or anyone listening to this later to know.
Yeah, one thing we want to tell that about the Zero is the project is really about giving back and being creative. We want to do something really creative with the Zero, and so the Zero will the co-founders will not be getting any funds basically like from it. So we want to keep the project sustainable, and one way that we observe from a good project like Psychedelic and things like this, they usually don't just take the funds out immediately. We pay our founders from time to time as a job, as a passion, and to really keep the Zero going, and that's what makes us special in the current market. So the funds will be used to build the project.
Okay, excellent. So it's more along the lines of like conceptualizing right now, and then after the mint, using the funds to build out that project.
Yeah, that's our plan.
Right on. Well, again, that's one thing to touch upon. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to? I kind of run out of questions just based on the general questions that I asked, and not getting any questions from the crowd. But I just want to make sure that we went over everything for you guys and make sure that we talked about the project as much as you guys would like to. So.
Perhaps I think we can bring someone up. Like if anyone is interested to ask any question, can just request to speak.
Yep, for sure. Anyone out there want to ask a question real fast? Doesn't look like we got any questions out in the crowd right now.
Yeah.
I guess one aspect of what I'm curious about, and you brought this up a little bit, is the financial literacy part of everything. Can you maybe delve more into how the project kind of touches on that? You mentioned people being financially, maybe not responsible, but financial understanding through this project, right?
Right. So, for the financial part, the founders, we won't be taking any. Right after me, we will be taking any percentage of the funds that we raise from our main or the secondary volume. Instead, we'll be getting a realistic pay of the monthly salary instead. So we do this to ensure a long-term sustainable system in our team so that we are able to sustain over to the longer term. And also we will be using the percentage of the mean revenue to push for the progress and coming out with more ideas, adding into our utility and also the longevity of the project. And to make sure we achieve each and every target as intended, we will consider rewarding the team when each of the target is achieved. So it's like a milestone thing. We believe that each and every one of team and community members are as much as the founders. So with the entire team, the community, and our connection, people that support us, we can then only craft the zero into becoming successful. Like, yeah, everyone started from zero, and we will get to somewhere someday.
Hell yeah. I think a famous poet once said, "We started from the bottom, now we here."
Yeah, that's right, sir.
That's right, sir.
Awesome. Well, guys. No more questions from the crowd. I've kind of had questions, and I think we got a general understanding of what you guys are trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. So again, I want to give you guys the last word here. But otherwise, we can kind of wrap it up. And again, this will be available to for everyone for recording, so people later on can listen to it as well. But wanted to give you guys the last word. Just kind of anything you wanted to brush up on. I know we're minting here in the beginning of September for about 0.035 or something around there.
I just want to tell the people that if, like, the zero is not gonna disappoint you, and the holder is gonna get so much value from it. And we are not just a profile picture project. We'll build something. If you look at Llamaverse or even Godzilla, things like this, we want to do some. We look at them as a role model, and we'll do better than them.
Excellent. I love that. So great. Well, again, the Zero and team, we really appreciate you guys joining us tonight, or rather this morning for you all. And we can't wait to see the project and the mint and the utility you guys are hoping to bring. So again, thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing everything play out.
Yeah, really happy to be here. Thanks, Ryan. And
thanks for having us, man.
MVHQ team.
Have a good night or morning. Shoot.
Have a good morning. Have a good night, man.
Good morning.
Peace
Take
out.
care.